Welcome to the very first episode of Inkspired Stories, where tattoos are more than just ink on our skin. I'm your host, Pedro Relvas, and in each episode we're going to dive deep into the meaning of the tattoos. So whether you're a tattoo enthusiast or somebody who's just really interested in the story behind the ink, you're in the right place. Before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Pedro Relvas, and I can say I've arguably had a challenged lifestyle. I'm a brain tumor survivor, and I was left with a swallowing disability that I feed through a peg tube. But I was also told that I didn't have much time to live when I first was diagnosed, and that's how my tattoo journey started. Having the freedom to put tattoos on my skin from a social perspective allowed me to mark my journey with tattoos that represent milestones in my life, experiences I've been through, challenges that I overcame. Most of you might know me as the founder of the Alpha Project. It's a personal development project, and usually I help people through coaching seminars, one-on-one training, remedial therapies, and I encourage people to push beyond their beliefs, beyond their limitations, so that they can actually find the feeling that of the life they are deserving, and also becoming more self-aware about what it is that they want and what they deserve. And until recently, I'm also the proud champion of the Australian IFBB Classic Masters Champion, and I proved to myself that through hardship and resilience, anything can be achieved. And we can take challenges and really turn them into opportunities for growth. And the tattoos on my skin often represent those challenges. But there's something about me that's really very personal. And it's something that's helped me shape who I am. And that's my tattoos. I've had tattoos over my lifespan. And for me, in those experiences, I found getting a tattoo was often very therapeutic as well. But it was the acknowledgement of that lesson and of that experience. And I can honestly say that moments of getting tattoos and that they often did help carry me through some very difficult moments, but also made a lot of beautiful moments very memorable for me. And really that's what this podcast is about. It's about finding a deeper meaning on the ink that actually marks our skin. But this really also just isn't about me. In future episodes, I'll be having some guest speakers to share their experience. I mean, we all have a journey, we all have a story worth telling, and the ink on our bodies often represents that story. You see, it's not just really about the visual art of the tattoo or what the picture or design itself represents to the person, but it's the actual experience in getting the tattoo, even sometimes the placement, what's around it, how we were feeling, where we were in our life. Was a tattoo a commemorative of an achievement? Was it a quote or a saying that we needed strength in our lives that a tattoo would give us? There are so many different experiences for a tattoo, and they often carry such a deeper meaning than what we visually see is just a piece of art or ink on skin. Tattoos represent something so much more than just ink on skin. They represent resilience, and most importantly, the ability to turn pain into purpose. And I can speak from personal experience. Every tattoo I have tells a story of that. And after my prognosis and facing my mortality, and instead of running away from that reality, I chose to accept it. And marking my journey with tattoos, I can say definitely for me, it did give me stability, and it did help with finding the courage to face that. And every time I got a tattoo, it marked a longer lifespan for me. The tattoos itself became a symbol for me that I reject fear. Even the fear of getting a tattoo, you no matter what, you always get nervous before. No matter how many you've done, you get excited, nervous. But the whole process itself also reaffirmed to me that I would not let fear dictate my choices. And it's something that I still deal with day to day. There's so many decisions that we have in life and some that we don't make out of fear as well. So my tattoos often gave me the courage to not let fear dictate my choices. They represent the resilience that I've found through hardship. This podcast really isn't about surviving. It's about thriving, turning hardships into opportunities for growth and success. So throughout the story, I'll be sharing more about my background, the stories, how my background in psychology and remedial therapies, as well as martial arts, helped shape who I was, how tattoos aligned with that, how I dealt with certain emotional experiences in my life where I found my spirit challenged, my career in psychology and remedial therapies, as well as me moving into the personal development sector. How tattoos were also very much I'd probably say, a motivating factor for me to pursue things in that direction or pursue my life or career in that direction. But really, at the heart of it all is the simple message. Our scars, our challenges, and yes, even our tattoos are powerful markers of who we are and most definitely of who we are becoming. So before I wrap up this episode, I'm going to pose a question to you guys. What's the story behind your tattoos? I know that each of you have a story, and whether it's through a tattoo or another meaningful symbol, we all have a story to tell. So I encourage you to think about what your ink means to you, and not necessarily just the design you picked, but the experience and the choices that led up to you getting a tattoo. We all have a story to tell. And more often than not, tattoos are a representation of our journal of life. So I'll be having guests come over and share their journeys with us, their experiences, their stories of resilience and inspiration. And most of all, of the healing powers tattoos can actually have too. So if you're someone looking for meaning in your life, or you simply just love a good story, then this podcast is for you. So thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Inkspired Stories. I'm so excited to have you along for this ride, and I really can't wait to dive deeper into the stories about behind the ink. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Feel free to share your thoughts and questions with me. I'd love to hear your stories too. Remember, every mark off in your skin tells a story of resilience, growth, and the journey you've taken. So let's explore this together.